Really?
Hey there, and welcome back to this week's edition of Ask Ron, where Ron answers our Gold Club members' questions. I've got Ron with me here today. How are you doing today, Ron?
I'm great. I charge all of you listening right now to ask me a question I can't answer.
All right, and I do want to remind you guys of one thing really quickly. This is a benefit for our Gold Club members. So if you are not a Gold Club member, how can you get signed up, Ron?
Go to ronsgoldclub.com or dreams.ai or
dreamspro.ai.
dreamspro.ai, and you'll hear about the new levels of our Gold Club, and you'll hear about this Dreams Pro thing that's going to change the way we do business going forward. So take a look at that and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then make a note that on January 7, 8, and 9, I'm not sure what time of the day yet, we're going to have 3 days of training on that, but there's tons of videos already on it that train you every bit of it. But we're going to have Adel Kayati, my partner and acquisitionist, on there training through it, how we could use it and eliminate most of our cost on generating leads right on that system. And it's got all kinds of other things on there. It's got the comps on there and just a whole bunch of things you're going to need to run your business. Just make a note, January 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be in the middle of the day, so just keep that open for now. Free, by the way. All right. Did I answer your question?
Well,
I forgot what it was.
I just want to say that I'll include all the links for all of that in the description as well. So if it's easier on you, just go down below this video and you can get access to all those links. But that being said, we will go ahead and hop into this first question coming from Lucky Luck. He's saying, my wholesale deal is almost to the finish line. Congratulations, Lucky. On Wednesday, I was informed that they are preparing the closing documents. In this situation, there are 4 heirs and my end buyer included. When I asked, do you think if there's a good chance it'll be closed by Friday, she replied that she hates to promise, but it's possible. In a situation like this, they're going to be closed all of Christmas week, so I'd like to get it done sooner rather than later. What are your thoughts based on your experience, I guess, on the speed of how quickly things get closed?
Do you know who you're talking to at the title company? If it's a she, might be a good idea for her to get some flowers. Like one day, like right now, because if they're going to be gone next week, you don't have much time left. On the other hand, I mean, really, does it really matter that much that you don't get it till after the? In fact, here's the point: if you make till after the first of the year, you don't have to pay taxes on it from next year, from this year. But all you can do, the last thing you want to do is get nasty about it, because she will lose interest real fast if you do, and I can't blame her. Although it doesn't really take that long to do one of these things, so I don't know what the heck she's waiting on. But maybe she's just so busy she can't get to it, or maybe you ain't at the top of her pile right now. Do what you can to get to the top of her pile. Not money. Don't give her money. Just give her something the ladies like. And by the way, I have no idea what that would be other than flowers.
All right. Follow up to that question, also from Lucky, and also considering that he's speaking with a closing agent. Are you the one who's supposed to ask them about any updates on the closing? Or are they supposed to inform you about what's going on? Because I feel like I'm the one who is always asking them, and they just seem like they don't really care. Or am I just overthinking this?
Well, number one, they don't really care. You're just another job for them, filling some time that day. Number two, I have not done a closing since I can remember where I didn't have to change something on the documents before we closed. That's why if you're a quick start graduate, then you send the closing package to me and let me look at it real quick. And I'll show you that if there's anything wrong on it, and there usually is. So that is, you send that to tish@legrandprojects.com, because I now do that service for all quick start graduates. I want all your documents going in and all your documents going out, and I want your repair list if you get a contractor to go through your house and give you an estimate. All of that. So I can help you, keep you from getting taken advantage of. And, you know, I'd like to teach you everything I know about closings, but I can't, because I just can't. I can't put them all in one place. Different things happen at different times. And again, I don't know where to get these folks from, but wherever they get them from, probably Popeye's chicken for the most part. They're not getting very well trained on how to do these closings. I can't tell you how many times, even with attorneys' help, always have to fix something. Oh no! Now, of course, you're selling a property for cash. It ain't as bad. All you really care about is getting the check. Okay, but it wouldn't hurt you to send them to me. They're a quick start graduate. If you ain't, you better get in right now, man. If you're going to wholesale houses.
All right. Next up comes from Tony and Angie Stewart. They said a seller has a reverse mortgage and is having problems keeping up with the maintenance and taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
This is a potential pretty house deal, but are there any special considerations we should keep in mind?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, a reverse mortgage is where they make you a loan and you don't have to make payments on it. And when you move out, you're supposed to sell the property before you move out, and then that loan is getting paid off. So if the bank finds out you don't live in the house anymore, they can call the loan due. So if that bothers you, you should not do that deal unless, well, if you lease option a property, then they're not, you don't have to worry about the due on sale clause. But they also have a provision in these reverse mortgages that if you don't live it anymore, the loan is due and payable. So if you buy one and do a lease or a wraparound mortgage on that kind of a loan, you got to be prepared for the fact that someday their bank will contact you and call a loan due on you. Now, the more I train you, the less you're going to care about that, because you're not going to guarantee any debt on anything. There's no way the bank can hurt you at all. So if they call a loan due, then they call a loan due. That gives you still plenty of time to go try to get that tenant buyer qualified for a loan. And the first place I'd go is the bank that they owe the money to. The bank that the seller owed the money to that you bought. See if they will finance them instead of calling the loan due on the house. And I got to tell you, banks hate houses. They do not want houses. And for reasons you may not understand, but it makes a mess out of their equations. The bank has to have X percentage or is allowed only X percentage of their total assets to be in defaulted paper. And they have the right to force the sale of the building or, in fact, just take the license away from it. So, and no bank wants to get to the point where they're right on the edge of that. They don't want to call a loan due, but they will call it due if they're ignored. And if they still finds a reason to call it due, that don't mean they're going to call it due. They could not, because they don't want to have the defaulted asset. And at the same time, you can try to get the tenant buyer qualified for a loan. Now, of course, this reverse mortgage must be disclosed when they close on their tenant buyer. When they get rent on it from you, it has to be disclosed that there's a reverse mortgage, and they could call a loan due. On the seller as well, a CYA letter, it's got to be disclosed that it's a reverse mortgage, and that the bank could call a loan due, and you're not personally liable if they do. So I'd be willing to take that chance if the deal is good enough, knowing that the only thing the bank can do to me is call a loan due after I've made a bunch of money on it already. And frankly, the chances are better that they won't than they will. So now do not take what I just said and repeat it, that Ron Legrand says we can buy them as long as they're when they're a reverse mortgage on them. No, I did not tell you that. I told them it's at your own risk. That's what I told you. And in that case, by the way, I might be looking for a better qualified tenant buyer than I would normally look. Maybe they're not very far away from getting the thing where they can actually go get a loan approved. So that I'm going to look at that one as a shorter term deal, not a longer term deal.
All right. Next up comes from AJ English. He's asking, is there a real estate attorney that can help in any state, or do we have to find one specifically for ours?
You have to find one specifically for yours, which ain't hard to do. I mean, I hear this all the time. So what I'm going to suggest to you is you talk to the first professional that brought you in, probably a realtor, or any title company, or anybody that has a relationship to real estate ongoing, and they will give you the name of an attorney that they trust because they've done business with them in the past. And that's your best bet is to get referrals. That's your best bet by far. You can always go on Google and search real estate attorney in Jacksonville, Florida, or whatever, and they'll come up with a whole page of them. And then you just simply have to start calling them and ask their assistant, which is who will answer the phone. Listen, I'm looking for a closing attorney that buys and sells real estate closings. And sometimes I buy them subject to, and sometimes I buy them with owner financing. So is any of that an issue for you? And you can judge by their comments. That we know we do them all the time. Or I don't know, I have to ask my boss about those. I haven't seen one of those come through. In that case, you don't need to talk to the boss. Go call somebody else. So real estate attorneys, for the most part, don't do anything but real estate closings. You'll also find title companies with real estate attorneys have an office in the title company. They don't work for the title company, but they have an office there. So you won't be asking very many times. You're going to get the answer.
All right, awesome. Next one comes from Jeff Clayton. Pretty simple one here. He's asking, what is a paper trust?
A paper trust is like a land trust, but it's got an income stream in it, not a house. In other words, let's say you sell a house with owner financing. You would put that note in a paper trust. Let's say you buy tax liens and you put that lien in a paper trust, or any other thing where somebody owes you money, you should put in a paper trust. And like a land trust, nobody knows who owns the trust. You got the privacy, and you know, it ain't going to do much for you for asset protection because you got to disclose that you're the beneficial interest of that paper trust before it's over. In fact, I can just tell you it's better that your name is not on public record as the owner of that note, because that's the very first thing an attorney's going to go after. If you get attacked, they're going to go after your, as soon as they get a judgment, they're going to go to every bank in town, find out if you got an account there, and they're already know you own that trust is yours by them, most likely because you've done a deposition. And you cannot lie in a deposition. That's exactly what they want you to do, because they know the answers to all your questions mostly before you even get asked them. And if you lie, now you committed perjury and turn a civil case into a criminal case if they want to push it that far. So the thing you got to do is come listen to Papa, and I'll teach you how to make sure they can't get your asset, even if they know you got your asset.
All right.
Which I teach at the boot camp, by the way.
That's right. And next question is also from Jeff. He says, so the land trust itself, once filled out, stays in your office for safekeeping.
Right.
And only the deed naming the land trust as owner is filed
Correct.
to the county. Correct? Perfect.
That's why you have privacy.
That one's simple. And finally, the last question from him as well. This was actually under one of the videos in the Gold Club that I pulled it from. Sounds like the video was about operating agreements. So he said, this is an operating agreement for a single member LLC that is going to be purchased by your IRA. What if we just need a regular operating agreement for either a single member or multiple members, but has nothing to do with your IRA? Is there one here on the Gold Club?
To do it in your IRA, you need an IRA operating agreement. And you'll find one on our resources, but I got to tell you, it's nowhere near as good as one that is properly written by an attorney. And we use Bob Bloom out of Dallas for that. He can service the whole country when it comes to estate planning. And his firm is actually one that you probably want to have your estate planning done through, because he's got all the ingredients. He's got a estate planning attorney, a tax attorney, and an entity type attorney, all under the same roof. So they all work together to build your estate plan for you. But you know, don't need all of them for your operating agreement. But you should get one that's made for an IRA. Now, good, I got a simple one on Gold Club site, but you know, could be a lot stronger than this one is. And I don't have his.
No, just real quick, Ron. I think that question is mostly if it had nothing to do with an IRA. So I guess if you were selling the LLC off to some other entity, if you need an operating agreement. Again,
operating agreements professionally done by people that are in the asset protection business are always going to be better than anything you can go get online at the state and fill in. There's a lot of provisions in it that you don't think ever going to apply to you until they do. Bob Bloom, check with him first. And if you've already got one, think he charges $8.95 to get you an LLC, but it comes with the entire package and a strong operating agreement.
And
Mark down the dates now, January 7, 8, and 9. We're going to, all 3 of those days, Addel's going to demonstrate the new Dreams Pro to you, and you're going to love it, okay? It's going to save you a ton of money as well. So I don't know what time yet. You'll be notified. If I were you, I would just set a couple hours aside in the middle of the day, because it's probably going to start at either 12 or 1 Eastern Standard Time, would be my guess. If you don't already have my book, you're going to get my book called How to Be a Quick Turn Real Estate Entrepreneur in Any Economy. Then you're going to get a mini course on land trust, which probably answer most of your questions. And then you're going to get another video on the anatomy of a deal that I designed to show beginners exactly how we make money in real estate. Then you're going to get step-by-step pretty house training in a 90-minute lesson online on terms. And you're going to get all of that for $25. $25. Okay. Where do they go to get it?
I'll include the link down in the description.
Description is where?
Right underneath the video.
Right underneath what video? This one?
This one.
Okay. All right. Merry Christmas. You just got a Christmas present. In fact, if I don't see you again before Christmas, have a really good holiday, because I'm looking forward to a good year next year. I really am. You can just feel the excitement in the air. So I'll see you same time, same channel next week, which is after Christmas, isn't it? Holy smokes. All right. So this is the last time you're going to see me before Christmas. I'll see you then. Have a good holiday.